Hello everyone and welcome to our educational session. My name is Paul Arsov and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. As usual, at the starting of these educational events, I like to tell you a little bit about our project. We're building decentralized communication and advertising platform, and recently we have released marketplace and collection of NFTs. What is interesting, what is unique and what is special about our NFTs is that they are based on three-dimensional objects. With three-dimensional objects, we have to have a special software which loads and displays these three-dimensional objects, and the choices for one creator who creates three-dimensional objects are to either use the standard game engines, and this is the most popular choice. Most of the creators, they're using one of two different standard and popular game engines. One of them is called Unity and the other one is called Unreal. But we decided to build our own 3D software engine, and what it does is it loads the three-dimensional object. First it opens a window on a computer screen, it loads the three-dimensional objects, and it starts animating these three objects in a way of moving it around the window in a random fashion. In addition to opening a window and loading and animating the 3D object, our software engine has additional capabilities, and first additional capability of our 3D NFT is the capability of speaking. The 3D NFTs can speak in one of three different basic voices. They can speak either in a male voice or in a female voice or in a whisper kind of a voice. In addition to the three basic voices, there are three different flavors of voices. The voices can be spoken either in a normal speed or in a fast speed or in a slow speed manner. And that's it regarding to the speaking capability. And the next important additional capability brought together with our 3D software engine is the capability of voice recognition. Our 3D NFTs can recognize voice commands, and for example, if you have 3D NFT moving around the window in a random fashion, then you're going to you can issue your very first voice command to the 3D NFT to stop moving, and then the 3D NFT is going to stand still and stop moving. Then you can issue the following commands to the 3D NFT to move left, move right, move up, move down, zoom in, zoom out, rotate. And 3D NFT is going to fulfill each one of these commands and move left, then move right, move up, and then move down, come closer, zoom in, go further away, zoom out, or start rotating. The next additional important capability is the capability of the 3D NFT having basic artificial intelligence. Wow, really? Wow. You can ask the 3D NFT what is your name, and the 3D NFT is going to reply with their name. You can ask the 3D NFT to who are you, and then the 3D NFT is going to reply in a few sentences about who they are. Like you can ask the 3D NFT like to describe something, for example, describe Web3 or describe decentralization or describe Russia. And then the trivia NFT is going to tell you in few sentences and describe about Web3 or about decentralization or about the country called Russia. The last and not least important capability of our trivia NFTs is the capability of you, the user, seeing the trivia NFT in real 3 dimensions. You can come to our trivia NFT marketplace, and probably that's the point of me telling you the URL and the name of our trivia NFT marketplace. It is trivianft.decentralizedweb.org. Trivia NFT is written in a way of letter the number 3, then the letter D, then 3 other letters NFT, and it is all together 3D NFT. Then there is dot, then there are 2 words, decentralized and web, and they are typed all together, decentralized web. Then there is dot, and it ends with org. Once again, trivianft.decentralizedweb.org. On the bottom of every page you can see the icons of the social networks that we're posting on. You can click on one or more, become a follower, or become a member of the group on a specific social channel. So after coming to our 3D NFT marketplace, you're going to see the main page with composite image of our first collection of 3D NFTs. You can click on this composite image. Then you're going to see all of the items in this first collection, and you're going to see a link to accessories. And when you click on this link to accessories, you are going to see that we offer special glasses. You can order 1 pair of these special glasses, and when you receive these glasses, you're going to see that one lens of these glasses has a red lens, and the other lens of these glasses is blue. Then you can request displaying of the 3D NFT in a way of stereoscopics. And what stereoscopics means is that part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in red or reddish colors, and another part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in blue or bluish colors. Then you can put the special glasses on with 1 lens red and 1 lens blue, and when you request displaying in a way of stereoscopics, you're going to see the 3D NFTs coming out of the flat 2-dimensional computer screen, and you're going to see it in real 3 dimensions. So that's it regarding to the capabilities of our 3D NFTs and the 3D software engine. So then let me tell you a little bit about our 3D NFT marketplace. I told you the name and the URL of the website of our 3D NFT marketplace, but what is interesting and special about our 3D NFT marketplace is that we have our own blockchain instance. It runs Ethereum software, and this is the same software which is running Ethereum mainnet and multiple other blockchains, like for example Avalanche Avax, Polygon Matic, and many other blockchains. So with with this capability of us having our own blockchain instance, then we can deploy all of the smart contracts for the non-fungible tokens on our own blockchain instance, and we do not need to charge gas fees for deployments of the smart contracts for the non-fungible tokens and for transfers of transactions of transfers of ownership from one user to another user. So we, in essence, are detaching our NFTs from popular blockchain. We are attaching it to our own blockchain instance, and now we allow payments like for people coming to buy and then receive proceedings from sales in multiple crypto coins. Currently, the choices include 4 different crypto coins, and the list includes Solana Sol, Polygon Matic, Avalanche Shards, and Qcoin KCS. In addition to the payment and buying and selling, receiving proceedings from sale from 3D NFTs in crypto, we have a second parallel and independent way of buying and selling our 3D NFTs entirely with fiat currency. Let's say you're a user and you come to our 3D NFT marketplace, you click on our first collection, you browse through the NFTs, you see one NFT that you like, you click on it, and then it presents you with a choice of paying with crypto or paying with fiat currency. So let's say you select payment with fiat currency, and then you click on the button to advance next, and you're presented with a screen where you can put the number of your debit or credit card, and then you click on the button to pay, and transaction is performed, and this transaction is converting your national fiat currency to US dollars, and this payment is deposited in our bank account. And this action is followed by a transfer of the initial ownership from our marketplace to you as the first owner of this 3D NFT. So let's say you use this 3D NFT for a while, you enjoy it, and then you decide to put it for sale. Then you can decide on the price you put for like selling of this 3D NFT, and then this 3D NFT is going to be placed in our marketplace as an item for sale. So let's say there's a second user who comes to the 3D NFT marketplace. They're browsing through the collection, they see like your NFT, they like it, and they decide to purchase it and pay also with fiat currency. So what happens in this case is this transaction, and there's a payment coming from the debit or credit card of this second user. There's a conversion from the national fiat currency of the second user to US dollars, and it is deposited in our bank account. Then this action is followed by a transfer of ownership from the first user to the second user, and then the second user becomes current owner of this 3D NFT. Then what is happening is like there's a transaction from our bank account and conversion from US dollars to the fiat currency of the first user who is now former owner of the 3D NFT, and there is going to be a payment in the national fiat currency of the second user deposited in the bank account of this first user. So what I described is the second parallel and independent way of buying and selling of 3D NFTs done entirely in fiat currency. And with this said, I would be ending this initial introduction of what we do with our project and coming back to the topic of today, which is generative AI, the hammer seeing everything as a nail. And this is part 2 of this presentation. In part 1 of these presentations, we did look at AI and we looked at the assumption of many people that which are considering AI as a thing which can perform anything that you can imagine. But we dispelled this notion by saying that currently AI is like a broad umbrella term which is a collection of separate things which like separate pieces of technology can perform. For example, AI can perform like generating content based on prompt. AI can perform like for example self-driving of a car. AI can perform generating image based on a prompt, and AI can do also for example image and video like object classifications, and taking action based on this. But these are separate pieces of AI, and like they could be combined in some form, but like they have limited in general limited capability, and they are not a single thing which can perform anything that we can imagine. So I can start the second part with a statement that no one knows which things are nails. We brought the metaphor of hammer and nails, and like very often like a person holding a hammer, they're looking for nails, and they can assume that different things which are not nails are actually nails, and try to nail them without success. So like we can raise an obvious billion-dollar question. If, for example, we have a game of Sum 22, like we have generating digits of pi, we have generating an image of 7 elephants, and we are having like a task of generating a video of a grandmother blowing out some birthday candles. Like if we assume that these are nails, but they are not actually nails, what actually nails. What can this technology actually do? Um, what do you use it to make money? So again, this is going to sound crazy to some people, but we shouldn't really think anyone knows what AI is capable of in general. Like we said, there is no real general theory about what kind of tasks it could should be expected to be good at. Though there's some little theories from previous section which lead to some good heuristics. So we can report that we can do a good use of ChatGPT in many different contexts where it is appropriate. It is quite handy for documenting code and it is serviceable for other kinds of code generation tasks like refactoring or generating unit tests, as long as you are ready to check the output very carefully. It is decent at debugging code, especially if code is not particularly idiosyncratic. It is fine for things like writing letters or memos or bullet point summaries, especially if the specific details of the text are not that important. It is probably just fine at generating inoffensive marketing copy. Maybe there's some interesting opportunities for pairing it with maybe testing framework to do this more effectively. Probably almost everything that is the commercially available image generating models output they could be repellent for reasons that are mostly how good it looks, but if we do not care too much about how things look, may want to use this type of AI generation as a placeholder, and people or myself have a lot of fun playing with them. For example, YouTubers need blunt stock footage to accompany their video essays, and it seems that as long as they don't mind occasionally horrifying artifacts, image generating models could be a way to get this done. But this doesn't seem like enough nails to warrant a $7 trillion investment, or even the $10 billion that Microsoft gave OpenAI last year. We're going to need the hammer to be a lot more universal than that to make the economics work out. It is extremely expensive to build and run these things, and in order to justify it at current valuations, it can just be occasionally useful to software engineers and hobbyists and YouTubers. It has to be an essential tool to a big fraction of the world businesses like Google Ads or MacBooks. But different businesses do different things. how can we sell these things to everyone in the world if we don't even know what it is and what it is good at. It is actually um, hard to verify whether ChatGPT is good at any particular task. It takes lots of time and manual labor and expertise to set up an evaluation of how well it does any particular thing. The only real way to do it is to set it off trying to do that task thousands of times and then evaluate how well it did on each try. Evaluation tend to be expensive and complex, especially for complex tasks like being a lawyer or writing a secure code. And the really funny thing about this technology is it will happily pretend to be able to do your task. If you tell it to be a lawyer, it will beautifully say, "I'm a lawyer," and proceed to generate a text that appears lawyery to your eyes. And the only real way to tell whether it is actually doing competent lawyer stuff is to get a real lawyer to look at what it is doing, and that is wildly expensive. There's just no way that OpenAI or anyone else can really evaluate how well it does at this or a million other tasks that they want you to think it can do. The issue is neatly sidestep if they can convince you that generative AI is a universal problem solver. If ChatGPT can do everything, then obviously ChatGPT can do your specific thing. If ChatGPT is a universal hammer, then you don't even need to check if your problem is a nail. For this reason, OpenAI is, and the rest of this ecosystem, chip manufacturers, AI-oriented VCs, cloud providers and resellers, newsletter writers, and of course OpenAI wrapper startups have a very strong incentive to embrace and spread the universal hammer theory. If they had a computer program that solves every problem in the world, then everyone in the world would be a customer. That's how you justify a $7 trillion valuation. A lot of people are buying this. So if we look at some reports which predict that generative AI will enable bots indispensable from humans, which predict needs, solve problems, and make suggestions for customers, there is simply no empirical reason to believe that this will happen. The only reason to believe it is if you believe that ChatGPT is on an inexorable path towards universal hammerhood, and the only reason to believe that to believe that is pure fake. On the topic of customer service chatbot, you may find it surprising to learn that we should be skeptical of their usefulness here as well. On the face, it seems like extremely natural use case. We are already interacting with customer service agents through chat interfaces, and indeed automated chatbots are already a thing. Surely this new advance in the science of automated chatbots represents the next stage of sophistication of this already existing technology. But the only real reason to believe that they will be effective at specific tasks of correctly handling customer inquiries is if you take the universal hammer theory to be true. If ChatGPT can do anything, then it can do customer service as well. If we don't believe the universal hammer, then we should demand some empirical evidence that this task is suitable for these chatbots, and so far this is lacking. We should think the problem for customer service chatbots is that task is actually closer to resides digits of pi. This is on this side of spectrum than it seems at first. We want our customer service chatbot to behave in a very specific way. We want it to follow a particular script and we want it to direct the customers to the right place at the right time. We don't want it to recommend that customers switch providers to your competitor, or to offer unauthorized discounts or wild incentives. In short, you want it to behave the way that competent human agent would, and you want it to do this always. If the customer it is interacting with behaves in an unexpected way. The dirty secret of this industry is that no one knows how to make these things do that. No one knows how to make generative geysers follow a script or stay on topic all of the time. It is not just that they're just not there yet. It is that no one knows if they will ever be. So far, every attempt has failed. And the random guessing nature of these things virtually guarantees that it will at some point output some nonsense, or this is so-called hallucination problem. And without knowing exactly how often this will happen and exactly what kind of nonsense it will be, it is going to be very hard to use this in prediction in the way that, for example, the maturity staircase of AI-enabled customer service promises. It is not clear at all that this is actually better for some using AI technology bots than the traditional chatbot technology, which relies on older like NLP language and pre-programmed responses. It has already been the case for years that you can build a bot that parrots canned responses to anticipated inputs. These are a bit of work to build, and most people find them a bit annoying, but they still exist. If all you want the bot to do is tell the customer the store hours, collect their personal information, and search the inventory, then you can build something that does that without having to involve OpenAI or a trillion parameter language model, and it will do a better job. Not to mention, it will cost thousands of times less money per conversation to run. It won't offer unauthorized discounts or lie about store inventory or leak its source code. It may lack the finesse of large language model based chatbots, but it just we do not believe that it is worth the trouble to skip using this type of old type of chatbot. So we are going to be seeing a huge wave of failed OpenAI wrapper companies founded on the axiomatic belief that generative AI is the solution to every problem. ChatGPT for law, ChatGPT for dentistry, ChatGPT for school, ChatGPT for talking to your dog. All of this will promise to solve some specific problem in some specific area on the basis that ChatGPT is universal hammer, and most of the time it will turn out that these problems actually have idiosyncrasy which prevent generative AI system from randomly guessing its way to the solution. The technology doesn't have to be a grid. We shouldn't think generative AI is a grid. Generative AI systems are interesting and genuinely may offer some solutions to some real problems. ChatGPT is in some sense revolutionary. There's a world before and the world after ChatGPT. It is not 100% exactly clear how these two worlds are different, but they're different. The grid involves pretending it is something that it is not. A hammer for which every problem on earth is a nail. We should think that a lot of people find it easy to believe that generative AI will eventually be the universal problem solver because they believe that universal problem solver is inevitable, and that ChatGPT or generative AI feel like points of natural evolutionary progression towards this inevitability. This picture of linear progression from dumb to smart is just not accurate, both in the case of biological evolution and in the case of artificial intelligence. ChatGPT isn't an inevitable next step on some smooth progression towards a genius computer. It is a weird experimental offshot that has been particularly successful at some surprising but limited things. It is more intelligent in some way than other AI systems and less in others. It happens to be more intelligent in a way that makes it particularly crowd-pleasing. It seems to be able to converse, but for example, some models have been better than ChatGPT. Currently is at mathematics for about 15 years, and these models were not based on artificial intelligence and large language models. The correct picture is a lot more like my messy map of AI from few paragraphs ago, that this tidy progression from dirt dumb to smart. It is hard to communicate this without getting a bit deeper into the technical weeds, but the chatbots as they currently exist aren't even necessarily the best way to use underlying technology. They're certainly not the only way. Large language model is a way to generate a certain kind of text. No one of many possible things you can do with something that generates text is try to make it into a conversational chat bot. It is not at all clear that this is the best way to use these things. It is just something OpenAI tried for a laugh, and people ending up getting really excited about it. It is possible that maybe in the future someone will figure out the right way to use large language model that makes it into a truly universal hammer, or at least a more universal hammer than the one we now have. It seems like if there is a way forward on this, it is by pairing the language model with something smarter that will actually make the decisions. It might make use of information contained in the language model to inform the decision, but in general I don't think the strategy of leaving the decisions to the random guessing as it is done in large language models is going to be successful at most things. By the way, this is a hybrid approach, is the kind of thing used in the papers I mentioned in the piece of alpha geometry and fun search. These are two completely different ways of using large language models that have nothing to do with chatting with them, but with which uses the information contained in them along with like deterministic decision-making module to do generally interesting and useful things. We should be making other things very clear. in the allegorical world where hammers have just been invented, like this guy who is talking about how hammers are great, but they will never do the dishes. And in that world, the position of this guy is sometimes misinterpreted as the claim that there is some mystical property of human beings which separates them from machines, such that only a human being can do the dishes. This is not what we are arguing about. Of course, a machine can do dishes. We just don't think that these machines can do the dishes, and then that should do many other things. So if we really have invented a machine that can solve every single problem in the world, then we should be eating our words, but really this is not happening. Meanwhile, it is worth investigating in detail which tasks are suitable for generative AI and which are not. This should be uncontroversial that that not every task is suitable for current state of AI. We should not simply assume that a task is suitable to be performed by generative AI just because the people selling it say so. We should demand empirical evidence. We should check that this stuff actually works before spending our money on it. And with this said, I will be ending this presentation. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I'd like to invite you again to come to our social channels to get notified about events like this, and you can find all of the social channels that we post on our 3D NFT marketplace. And again, the name and URL of this 3D NFT marketplace is 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. With this said, have a nice day, have a nice evening, and see you at the next presentation.